Hello, my name is Nuno. And my name is Johnny, the only true gamer in this room. And welcome back to Meeples and Mysteries. Today, we are checking out the new crowdfunding campaign for Berserk, the board game. Not the book, not this book, the board game. Let's go. This campaign is now live on Gamefound, and as always, chapters and links will be down below. I'm gonna be honest from the start, Berserk is really close to my heart. I knew I was probably going to back this even before the campaign started. It would have needed to be really bad for me to pass on it. Translation? Take my money, just put guts in the box. Yeah, kinda. I've been in love with Berserk ever since I read the manga as a teenager, and I've read it in the bootleg format in the web with bad quality photos and bootleg translations. It was really horrible. And still as an adult, knowing most of the story, I still bought the books and read it again and loved it. And it's been really bad that the author passed away before finishing it. And I'm actually really happy that at least it's being finished by another author, and I'm really glad for that. And side note, let's hope that Hunter x Hunter doesn't go on the same path. Now, to be fair, this campaign is doing great. But honestly, that's mostly just due to the IP. Fans love Berserk way too much. So let's try not to get lost in the hype and actually discuss this game. So first, a bit of an intro on the background and Berserk itself, because there's going to be a divide between Berserk fans in this part. And the thing is, anime adaptations of Berserk have only really covered one part of the story, which is the Golden Age arc. AKA the only part normies know exists. Right, so here's the catch. This board game has nothing to do with that. If you are an anime-only fan, that might feel weird. That might even feel enraging. And you actually see a lot of comments on the campaign from fans like this asking, where is Griffith? Where is the Band of the Hawk? Why not adapt the Golden Age arc? Is that coming as a expansion or something? Where is it? Like, people are mad. Some people are mad about this. But here's the thing. The Golden Age arc, even though it's famous due to the anime, it's not the whole story. It's not even close. Berserk is deep, massive, and unfinished. And the Golden Age arc is honestly just a big, giant flashback. The story of Berserk actually starts in the present, with the Black Swordsman arc, and then, after introducing you to that, and to Guts as the Berserker, with the Berserker armor, and you look at this character and you understand that his life was really hard. You get an intro into that, and then you get a big flashback to the past, to explain you how everything happened, and that's the Golden Age arc. And once that happens, we go back to the present. So the Golden Age arc, even though it's the most famous part just because of the anime. The thing is, it's just an intro. It's just a big flashback, and it's awesome, but the story just gets better from there. That's just the intro. Translation? I read the manga and I'm better than you. Okay, yeah, fair. But the manga is the real art of Berserk. The manga is Berserk. The anime, no matter how good or nostalgic it is, it's just a shadow. So yeah, there's going to be a divide here, but for fans of the manga, fans that actually know the whole of Berserk, they might feel like me, where this is really a breath of fresh air, and I'm really happy that they didn't just cover what has always been covered before. So, summing it up, if you're a fan of the anime, this is going to feel foreign, but if you're a fan of the manga, it's going to be really exciting. So, on to the gameplay. This is basically a miniature skirmish scenario game that you can also play as a campaign and go through it through a whole story, following a bit of the part of the manga after the Golden Age arc. It kind of feels like a light miniatures game. And when I say light, I don't mean Monopoly light. I mean light for its genre, because miniature skirmish games now tend to be a bit complex. And it's also noticeable in the comments of the campaign that people that are in it for this genre of board game, they kind of feel like the game is not giving them enough, like it seems way too simple. But again, remember, I've not played this game, and all those people comment, they haven't not played that game either. So take everything with a grain of salt. Normally, people complain way too much and have actually no idea of what's happening. And that doesn't mean they are wrong, doesn't mean they are right, just means we don't know. For me, that actually feels great, because this campaign seems to have some good stuff and some bad stuff for me personally, and the fact that it's light for me seems like a plus, especially because it's counteracting another thing that I think is really bad on this campaign. And the thing is, this game already looks massive, so the fact that the gameplay seems light might make this game actually possible to table. People that might actually be in this to experience Berserk might not want a 4-hour rulebook. Of course, that's not going to be everybody. Speak for yourself! I want a 4-hour spreadsheet and then a 5-hour tear down. Yeah, Johnny, I know you think it's fun to calculate upkeep costs. What you saying, man? Anyway, for me personally, the gameplay looks solid. There are some playthroughs out there that you can check. For me, it looks faithful and fun enough, and as I said, light enough to make such an heavy game on everything else, because the sheer size of this is... We'll go there in a bit. But the truth is, if this wasn't Berserk, I would probably not even be looking at this game. There's nothing here that sounds groundbreaking or super exciting. It's just something that sounds thematic. For me, everything that they showed sounds thematic and looks like it fits the manga really well, and the characters and the story, and that's why I'm cool with this. If this was some IP that I don't know or that I don't care for, yeah, this game would have nothing to go. I doubt this game will ever come close to a top 100 or something. This whole game will be for Berserk fans wanting to play on that story. That's just it. So I'm hoping for a good adaptation, not a revolution. Now, into components and size and box size, and for me the main problem of this box, or this campaign, or this game. Because holy hell, this thing is huge. This comes in two really big boxes that seem to be each one Kallax size. So you're going to need 2 Kallax holes just to fit these 2 boxes. And there's a solo expansion that actually goes with the Black Swordsman arc, the first arc of the manga, the first start of the manga, which is really cool, but it looks like it's a third box for another third Kallax shelf, so it's really way too much. Perfect! I love when one game eats my entire storage system and my dignity. Honestly, I think this game would have benefited from standees, or even some tokens to represent lesser enemies, because the sheer size of this box comes down to how many minis, and there's way too many minis. We get the heroes, awesome, we get the villains, awesome, but then we get every single little minion. We get them, and are they really necessary? I don't think so. They could have been easily standees or just tokens like in other games, and maybe we could even have gotten a bit of terrain instead of those, and it would still be way less minis, way less space, and make this game, since they are going for light and a game that's able to table, for fans of the game that are not necessarily every gamers, I think that would have been the way. The game would have been lighter, smaller, more affordable, and easier to table. And that's easily my biggest complaint with this. This is where I think Monolith went for the cash grab, making you buy plastic and having tons of minis. I see a lot of people will just buy this to have the minis for Berserk. And that's fine, but for me it feels a bit like a crash grab. They could definitely tone it down and make a better game, just by the sheer size of it. So again, touching on mechanics and thematics, and on the bright side, it looks very thematic. From what I've seen from playthroughs, Berserk comes through. At least for me it comes through, might not be the case for everybody. Summing it up really simply, every character has a health and fatigue bar that has various buffs and debuffs as it goes along, so there's changes that happen as you play. Then every character also has a special ability that, even though simple, it means that every character plays uniquely. They also each have decks that, although they are small, they feel thematic and they are upgradable. And every character, the board is actually upgradable, and we get 2 facets of their character. Their first facet when they first start and they are not as strong, and when they're more experienced and get stronger in the story. And that's thematic. In the game, for some characters, that happens over time. For other characters like Guts, it just happens when he puts the armor on or takes it off, but still feels really thematic and cool. Finally! Some asymmetry! Praise the sun! Wait, wrong IP. So for me, the gameplay looks simple, but yet has some depth. And that's cool, and it fits very thematically with the game, and that's what I feel like. Now, into solo play. If you're wanting to play this solo, as I probably am, because I doubt I'll find more people to play this, you have to take some things into consideration. The main game is soloable, and it makes sense thematically, it makes sense to the story, and I think this is the way to go. The thing is, you always have to play 3 characters. So no matter the player count, you always have to play at least 3 characters. If you're playing this game with 2 players, one of you will probably play 2 characters and the other will play 1. And if you're playing this solo, you will play 3 characters. Now, for me, this is cool, because the arc that they're adapting doesn't make sense to play it solo with 1 character. It just doesn't, I'm sorry. If you're going to make something faithful where you're playing through the manga on that stage, it would be completely stupid to not do it this way. Now, there's also the problem that you're actually controlling 3 characters, so there's more upkeep, there's more stuff. But I think that the fact the game is light also actually works on its favor, because since the game is light, you can actually maybe play the 3 characters, and that ups the complexity that was first brought down by the game being simple, and you can actually do some strategy. Even though the characters might be simple, combining 3 of them and thinking of strategy and how to go, that might be the perfect might be the perfect balance for the game. I don't know, I'll have to play it to know how much fun versus upkeep it is, and I'm sure probably it'll be better to play with others, but I don't know. It's never possible to say those things without trying the game.
Oh joy! Triple the bookkeeping!
There is, although, a true solo mode, and that's the add-on I mentioned that brings the Black Swordsman arc. Because in that arc, Guts is truly alone in the story. There's just Puck helping him, but it's not really a character, it's just a little bit of a side help. So in that mode you really control one character. But that makes sense, because in the story that happens. And it's a story that is doable with just one character. The later parts, if Guts was alone, he would just be dead and Berserk would be over. So that's really cool, but then there's more problems, because it's another box, it's more expensive, and it's another half of the game that you have, and then you have three giant boxes.
And more ways for you to pretend you'll paint the minis someday.
So, final thoughts. This is absolutely a game for Berserk fans, and especially Berserk manga fans. Anime fans, some of them, if they are more close-minded, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to come down on anyone, but it's how I feel. Some more close-minded fans that only watch the anime, only want the anime, will feel bad about this. But I guess some others will probably use this time to be more excited about it, maybe actually read the manga and get deeper into this. Because it's really worthwhile. If you love the anime and you think it's good, and yeah, it's good, I'll just tell you, the manga surpasses that easily. Both the thing that is the Golden Age arc is surpassed in the manga by miles above, and then there's all the rest that you have not tried yet. So if you love the anime, do yourself a favor and read the manga. You will love it. And honestly, I love that at least in the story part and the arcs that they were adapting, they didn't go for the cash grab, because it would be easy to just go to the Golden Age arc and everybody would have been happy. But I'm way more happy that they actually went further than that.
Yeah, it's refreshing, like a slap in the face when you see the price tag.
Yeah, fair. Again, as a final thought, the price and the sheer size, these are the main drawbacks for this. This could have been a tighter, cheaper game. Instead, it's basically a pre-order with a ton of plastic. And that's another problem with this campaign. Even though it's on crowdfunding, it's not really crowdfunding. The game is ready to go, and we are just pre-ordering. They are saying they are taking feedback from people, but I doubt it when they actually show you that most of the production has just been done, and this is just a pre-order system. But hey, board gaming is not a world of massive profits, so if this is how this company does things and it works for them, you gotta be okay with it. We can't really complain when we have no idea how things actually work. Because these companies are often running on passion, not really greed, even though to us it might seem like I highly doubt it. So let's all chill with the angry pitchforks online.
Except me! I drive on pitchforks!
We know, Johnny. Anyway, I'm backing this one, almost definitely. My wallet is crying, but my heart is telling me to go. Just know this. Monolith tends to sell their games later in their page, so maybe there's no reason for you to go back this campaign just now. You can wait, and when the game is done, you can buy it then. And the price will probably be the same. Yeah, it will be a bit higher, but it will already have the taxes included, and shipping will definitely be way less. And that's it for this one. I know I missed a ton of things. This is a really big one. I just wanted to give my take on it as a manga fan. Thanks for watching.
And for surviving Nuno's fanboy meltdown. Jesus.
Yeah, this is probably the closest I've been to being emotional here. And as always, play more games and stay awesome.
And read the damn manga.